Come on, come on. Work. Uh-huh, uh-huh. What? Okay. It's working. So, we're gonna talk about some things. If you're wondering, by the way, why I'm playing this, it's because it's free on PlayStation. Now, I just want to state some things. I'm not a professional when it comes to politics or anything like politics, but I know I'd like to say that I have some controversial opinions, and it's early in the morning, so I feel like it's not the best time to talk about it, but here we go anyways, you know, not in the perfect mindset. So I want to talk about, there's all these riots and shit, and all these issues and shit. I heard about what happened. I want to state that I'm not racist, even though a lot of you probably have the impression that I might be. Let me disclose something here. I'm not. I do say the N-word and every other. You hear that? My mic probably didn't pick that up. There's a fucking dude on a motorcycle or loud. Alright, anyways, yeah, I do say like really fucked up slangs in every way. I also say faggot. That's one of them, and gay. And it's because I refuse to update to the times, if that makes sense. And I'm never probably going to. I like being me, and I like the whole idea that I don't know, I like free speech. I like saying literally whatever I want, and I am not one to always put a filter on literally anything I say. So that's a problem, but like I could understand people's arguments why they're offended by me, but hey, you don't like me, you could always block my channel and not look at anything I post, because nobody needs to. You know, but hey, yeah, that's your choice, man. I'm not forcing anybody to attend. Also, sorry if this gameplay isn't really the best. I'm not the best right now. And I'm not actually attempting to win completely. But yeah, so with this whole event thing going on, you know, I get it, right? It's pretty messed up. Now, here's where it gets controversial. I'm on the government side. Oh shit, that didn't do anything. I'm mostly on the government side when it comes to this whole issue. Now, that right there is pretty fucking bad to some, and to an extent. Now, keep in mind that, you know, my opinion of the government isn't really good in general, because, you know, I don't like a lot of stuff in America, you know, in terms of certain things, but when it comes to, like, freedom of speech and a bunch of other stuff, you know, I can't really fault them for that. Oh my fucking god. I know what to do. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this shit out here. But, you see, that's the thing about me trying to talk about a subject, is that the only way to, like, talk about it with something interesting going on in the background is to do it in a live stream, which kind of sucks, because I feel like I can never get my point across, because the gameplay is getting me all, like, ooh, you know, distracted and shit. Which is, again, pretty not good. Pretty bad. Oh my god, what the fuck? My smoke fucking grenade did nothing. Alright. Shit, sorry, I'm trying to think, man. This is probably why nobody watches my live streams, because I can never get motherfucking dumb faggot piece of shit. Get the fuck out of the way. God damn it. Alright, well let me just sum up what I want to say, okay? Alright. I think the way people are going about it is fucking stupid. Like, people want change and shit, and I get that. But I think that, rioting isn't really going to do anything. Because all it's doing is scaring the government. And not in a good fucking way. It's gonna piss them off. We're shaking a beehive, and I mean one that has entire control of the world. Right? The United States is a very powerful country. And they have treated us with lots of lenience. Right? Like, for example, did you know it's okay to be, you know, into Nazis? You know? Or it's okay to be into the KKK, it's okay to be racist, maybe not in a job, but it's free speech nonetheless. Hate speech still counts as free speech. You can be literally anything you want in the US, just not a serial killer or, well, you know, a pedo or rapist or, well, a murderer, you know. You know, common sense, right? You know, you can't be those things. But that's the thing, like, oh, this guy's trying to walk through. Alright, that's the thing, like, a lot of people don't understand how much freedom we actually have in our country compared to most, and our freedom is pretty fucking rare, and we kind of take it for granted, and instead of, relishing in it, we seem to forget our place within this government, and I think that's a really bad thing that's going on right now. A lot of us think that we don't have it good, or that they need to change it, right? I think a lot of things need to be changed, right? Like, I'm gonna give an example: the schooling system. Schooling system for a very long time. And you know, the way we school people is very not updated, right? The internet was very fast, but also a long, enduring process in our step of evolution, right? In terms of society, but it's not really, you know, the best, right? Because, oh look, the internet's a thing. How are we gonna teach people better things nowadays? You know, like, for example, I never really paid attention in school. Most of what I learned is actually from the internet, because I spent a lot of time researching stuff and, you know, looking things up, and a lot more people do that nowadays, and, you know, things are different. But, you know, that also has the opportunity for, well, false information and over-exaggeration and gunk. Now, what I would describe as gunk is like certain shit that you look up on the internet. But alright, I'm straying way too far from what I was talking about originally, right? I'm trying to talk about our place, right? Thing is that, like, god damn it, I keep fucking losing my train of thought. Thing is that, oh shit, look at that. Hold up. Oh, fuck.
2 minutes until our reinforcements get here.
I'm trying to think. You know, I hate having, like, ADHD, because it's like, I have this thought that I need to get past, and, momentarily, there's shit going on in front of me, and it's, very distracting, so I lose, my point, like, my train of thought here. Fuck, I'm really fucking, hold on. Whoa, dog, fucking piece of shit teammate got in the way. Whoa, whoa. Well, um, shit. I'm trying to think. Oh,
1 minute left.
uh-oh. Alright, let me, I have to exit out of this match to get my fucking point across. Okay, hold on. Okay. Our point in the United States is very, like, I don't think we understand it completely, because we think, okay, so we have all these freedoms. Okay, what has the United States done for us that we take for granted? Okay, women and everyone literally has the right to vote if you're a United States citizen, which used to not be the case. And, like, I think of racism almost like a preference thing, right? I'm not racist. I'm saying this again. I have friends that are black, and I think that they're one of the most best people I ever meet, or met. But here's the thing. People try to make an issue out of something that isn't there anymore. When I'm going to talk about World War II because I'm playing a game about it. When we were in World War II, there was a big fear. Hitler and, you know, the Nazis and all this shit, and bombings and invasions. We were all afraid. We didn't really know what would happen, but we had an idea, a couple ideas, and we were scared shitless because anything could have happened. But nothing really did, and we won, and things got very quiet. And since everybody had a collective fear and a collective enemy, everyone put their hate and blame and jokes on, oh, Hitler, yada yada, and everyone made fun of him and all this shit. And then 2000 happened. I think it was 2001 or 2000, I completely forget now, 9/11, and then we put the blame on terrorists. So now terrorists were the fear and the enemy. And we still had other problems, but nobody made a big deal about the stupid shit that we talk about now. And that was pretty much it, right? Like, we had these issues, and we had our unimportant issues. And the thing is, and I'm going to quote Morgan Freeman, is if you want racism to stop talking about it. Like, the more you give a problem more attention or something, no, you can literally make something an imaginary problem out of thin air by giving it attention. And then you keep feeding into that like a fire, and you keep throwing it wood, and it's going to keep getting bigger. Same thing with the whole racist thing. And I think because a lot of people who are black got assaulted and beat up by police officers. Same thing with women, and same thing with everybody. It's called police brutality, right? It's not about black people. It's not about white people. It's not about women. It's literally about human condition. Yeah, there's a couple of shitty, fucked up people that, you know, have a brutality issue. And it's not just the police. We all have problems. Police are not this malevolent, robotic force. They're people, and that's why they have flaws. And there's a lot of people who have flaws. The thing is, there are a lot of really nice cops, but the thing is, we don't really know people's psyche completely. You know, somebody could join the force and they could be the most chill, happy-go-lucky kind of guy, and he could do his job right for a very long time, and then something goes on in his head and he does something a little fucked up. Maybe in that moment when he was on top of that dude, he felt a little empowered and something in his brain hit a switch and he wanted to kill the man. People do things when they're given the opportunity. So, how to explain it? I think that there are certain people with things in their brain that aren't right, and they know they're not right. But you give them that opportunity, not opportunity, but that side of their brain turns on, and they're like, "Oh my God, this feels amazing," and they go a little out of hand, and something fucked up happens. Trust me, I know. I have some pretty bad anger issues, and when I was in school and I'd get bullied, something would just snap in me, and I wanted them dead, right? A little controversial there, and that's a little serious, but that's just the way things are with how they used to be for me. And it took me years to try to fix that issue. But the thing is that a lot of people that haven't been in that mindset aren't going to understand it. They're going to immediately freak the fuck out. Um, and I think, yeah, sure, that police officer should be arrested for a very long time, not completely long, long enough for him to think about what he's done. That's what jail and prison's supposed to be, a place of order and reconstruction. You're supposed to really think about what you've done and try to come out a better person. Now, the thing is, with this whole like Black Lives Matter thing, him doing that to a black person, in my opinion, means fucking nothing. He could have done that to a white guy and nothing would happen. That's kind of stupid. That's really stupid. Actually, well, maybe something would happen. Maybe they'd call a riot for police brutality, right? Then Black Lives Matter would show up anyways. Maybe alternate universe, right? But the thing is that I don't even feel like black people are the minority anymore, right? They're not they don't have any problem, in my opinion, right? What about like Chinese people that have problems speaking English? Japanese people? There are people from all over the other, fucking all these other countries coming in the United States getting citizenship, and they're treated like trash. What about Mexican people? What about that? Like, what about them, right? It's kind of stupid. But here's the thing. We're making it our problem, alright? I'm white. I'm not going to make somebody else's race my issue. That sounds more offensive. That it's like they can't defend themselves, so I have to go and do it for them. I saw a Black Lives Matter protest, and there was not a single black person. Not a single one. They're all white. I like, if I was swapped, I'd be kind of offended. I'd be like, why is there a bunch of white dudes trying to defend me? Why? I mean, that's kind of annoying. We can do it ourselves. And you know what's funny? They have already. They've done that already. Does anybody remember that whole thing? We have an entire holiday for it. I just don't get why people want to continuously make a past issue another one over and over and over again. Okay, well, what about women's rights? Women have rights. A woman can get the same job any guy in the universe can, if they wanted to. I'm not going to add more on that, because it makes no sense. It's so stupid. Now, I want to talk about my point of view on what's going to happen. If we continue rioting, and we continue destroying property, and we continue causing problems, the U.S. government is going to initialize martial law, and the military will come in, disband the police force, and then disband us. They will either kill us, they will, and they can. They could put us in camps, and they will, and they can. They can throw us in prison. They will and they can. And they can lock us in our homes and let us starve to death. Whatever it takes, they will clean the streets. They'll get their point across. Why? Because in martial law, all of our rights that we ever had is immediately revoked. Do you know what we are or what we become to them when the military shows up in its own country? We are all treated the same. And do you know what we're going to be treated like? We're going to be treated like enemies or prisoners, or we're pretty much nothing. Could you imagine what people in Iraq are treated like when the US government walks on in? They're treated like nothing. They're treated like nothing because they don't mean anything. They're going to do their operations on that ground. Alright, what's going to happen to normal people that are the middleman like you and me? Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're going to shut the fuck up and do what they say and keep our mouth shut and behave. Or we're going to be beat the fuck up. Something's going to happen. Because they want order. They want you to behave. So, when that's all clear, and they're gone, and the riots have stopped, then things can slowly go back to normal. It's just, I think a lot of people don't understand what they're doing, because I think a majority of people are, well, ignorant, and a lot of people don't understand anything about the decisions of law, right? Everything has a process, except for martial law, by the way. Everything has a process. If you want them to change something, it's not like some dude in a big fucking tall hat is gonna slowly come out of the sky and say, "What is your bidding, fellow people? Oh, I'll do everything you say," you know, and they're gonna just, they're gonna make magic fucking happen. No, that's not how it works. It's not that easy. So really what these protests are doing is shaking a beehive more and more and more until it happens. I think people keep forgetting that the countries that people live in own them, right? I'm not talking about the United States, I'm talking about every country. They fucking own you. You have to follow by their rules. Much like living with your parents, there are rules set, right? You live in this country, you follow its rules. Now, these people that are rioting usually are good people, but when they rob stores, it doesn't matter anymore. Immediately, you're committing a civil defense or offense. You're causing destruction of property. You are a criminal, and they will use hostility if they have to, because they see you as a dangerous person. Okay, so what about peaceful protests? Well, what the fuck are they gonna do? You're standing in place with a stupid sign that nobody's reading and nobody cares about, and a crowd of fat, colored-haired women with glasses screaming the same stupid shit repeatedly for hours on end. What is that gonna do? Okay, well, maybe it'll annoy them and the government will make a decision. No. If they can't or do not want to make that decision, they will dispose of you. It does not matter. So what are you gonna do? Keep it up? Well, then this will last forever, and you're going to fuck the economy anyways. You're going to disrupt people, and that's a problem. One of these days, somebody's gonna take a truck and crash it into every single fucking group of peaceful protests. Because, stop. Just fucking stop. Go home. Because nobody cares anymore. It's just annoying. You know what I want to do with my life? Whatever I want to do with my life. Why do you have to ruin it for me? Why are you gonna try to invoke them and passing martial law to ruin my fucking 10 years. That's gonna ruin people's lives. They're ruining more than they're saving. And that's the problem. People gotta calm the fuck down. So it's just gonna keep getting worse. It's just gonna keep getting worse. Also, I fucking hate SJWs. I'm just putting that out there. I don't like censoring myself for other people. And also, I think that if somebody is being offensive, they don't have to do shit. It's not their problem for being offensive. It's your problem for getting offended. Why? Because in the real world's a tough place. And if you get offended by everything, then you shouldn't live in it. Sorry, but kill yourself. All right? And or just, fuck off and maybe try to improve and get thicker skin. So maybe you don't have to care that much. And maybe I'll fix something. I just think people shouldn't be that offended anymore. It's really pathetic. Especially when they try to remove somebody's account or try to take away somebody's fun or permission. It's like, what if I was wearing an offensive t-shirt and I was walking around the street and now this person's trying to publicly get me banned from walking on that street? It's like, that makes no fucking sense. That's not right or fair at all. But yeah, that's the thing. I think a social justice warrior should focus on maybe constant harassments and actual big issues instead of those ones. Yeah, so controversial shit. I think I'm done talking about that because it makes me tired talking about it. So let me do some updates on my channel. That Dark Souls edit video is still under the works. No plans about it recently. And that a podcast that I'm trying to set up has still not gone into play yet. Nobody's been ready for it. And so far nobody has been wanting to take part in it. And that's a little disappointing. But other than that, I'm trying to update my channel background. And hopefully try to make more videos now. Not about this, not about any of this political shit. I'm just gonna do my thing, mind my own business, be the middleman. But other than that, I think that's it. Well, I'll see you guys around. Have a good one.